I'm Sawyer. And I'm Shannon. Together, we're Twin Stunts, the only twin motorcycle freestyle show in the world. We are born and raised in Wisconsin, so we want all our fellow cheeseheads to know that even though we clutch it up, hit 12, and drift in our show, we would never do it on the open road. And there's another thing we would never do on the road. Drive drunk. Drive sober, or get pulled over. Together, we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.gov. Wisconsin DOT.
Live from multiple locations via the miracle of Skype, it's the LTN Hour. Let's talk NASCAR with your host, Todd Bailing. Co-host Ed Kaluka, featuring Dangerous Dan Margetta and Brian Schmidt. LTN is a caller-driven program, and your participation is encouraged by calling 414-421-7901. That's 414-421-7901. Now, the creator and host of the fastest hour in radio, Todd Bailing.
We are recording the LTN podcast right now during the running of the Daytona race, which started an hour or 55 minutes ago. And so therefore, when you download this program during the week and listen to it, you're going to hear us talking about what's going on at Daytona while it was happening live. Todd Bailing in Greendale, Wisconsin, joined by Ed Kaluka of West Bend, where apparently it's not raining yet.
It's getting darker, and we're lap 58 in a cup race.
All right, yeah, 58. And Dan Margetta and Brian Schmidt are both at the Milwaukee Mile because they're getting ready to race an ARCA race there today. Which ARCA is it?
It's the ARCA Menard Series, the National Series, that's ready to go today. And had practice in it already. Had a little bit of rain and stopped right now, though. The Air Titans are driving their track, ready to go for that, and the Big 8 late model. So we're looking forward to a big day here.
Yep. Is that on internet TV or anything?
It'll be on MAV TV this afternoon at 2 o'clock, the Sprecher 150.
Oh, okay.
Regular MAV television, so if you get cable or satellite, you'll be able to watch it.
And a really good field of cars. We got 28 cars here today. 28 of them went out for practice. Jesse Love was fastest in practice, followed by Raja Karuth, Sammy Smith, Nick Sanchez, and Taylor Gray, the top 5. So qualifying is going to be at noon, and if qualifying is rained out, that will be your top 5 for the race today. So if you're within shouting distance of this, go buy yourself a case of Sprecher root beer, bring your receipt to the track, come on out and watch.
5 laps from the end of the first stage, we already had our first major issue on the track. And, I can't believe that we're not being more careful. Eric Jones was the leader at the time, and for one reason or another, he lost a little speed. Did he take his foot off the gas? Was he nudged and had no choice but to take his foot off the gas? I'm not sure, but it created a big problem. And Ryan Blaney, who Ed and I both picked to win this thing, was involved and went out. And I don't know, is he back on the track, Ed?
No, he's out.
For Christ's sake.
Well, he's one lap down. He's a lucky dog guy.
Okay, well, that might make a difference. So far, it really has been the Eric Jones show. But just to make things nerve-wracking, Corey LaJoie is 6th right now, and that's enough to make anybody nervous. He is just not used to being in the middle of it like this. And then you say, well, that's what makes it so much fun. Well, we'll have to see how much fun that is, how many cautions. Speaking of cautions, how many of you watched that shit show from Daytona, which actually ended yesterday at 12:30 Central Time, 1:30 in the morning in Daytona, where Jeremy Clements outlasted all the cars that wrecked, some of which he wrecked himself. Oh, here's Blaney. He's going backwards real fast. The hood is open on the right front, and he's catching air, and the thing is a parachute now.
He's done. Move along, Todd.
For Christ's sake.
Get your eyes off TV. Let's do the show.
We're doing commentary on the race, too. And, Ed, I would assume that since you're so good at keeping track of what's happening on the radios, that you'd monitor that and give us some insider information on strategy in this race. Back to the shit show. That Xfinity series was absolutely terrible. They had one caution after the other after the other. They started late because of rain. What time did that thing actually get started? 10:30?
That was something like that.
Yeah, right around that time. 10 o'clock our time, 11 o'clock Daytona time.
And the closer they got to the end, the worse it got, the less patience they showed. And as it comes out, just like it was here at Elkhart Lake, some guy named Jeremy Clements outlasted the rest of the field, won a race, put himself into the chase, put himself into the top 20 in points. Just absolutely amazing. Now, Dooley says, shit show times 2. Yes, that's very possible that this race from Daytona today could be shit show 2. But so far, there's only been one wreck. Of course, it was early, Come on. This week, the biggest news, and I think it's just a huge story, was that Kurt Busch withdrew his name from the playoffs. He is not going to be in the 45 car in the foreseeable future. He hopes to be back before the end of the year. But like we said last week, there's very good reason to believe that this might be the end of his career. He's not getting any younger. It was a pretty major hit he took. We do have a replay of it if you want to see the hit he took on our LTN Facebook page.
But I'm of the opinion that one hit was not the cause of this whole deal.
Well, it's a cumulative thing, and that obviously that is the case. But we don't know exactly how hard he hit. It could be a one-hit wonder.
Just like Junior had his cumulative hits before he decided to take a break.
Ed, one of Junior's hits was when he dove in a pool when he was having a yard party.
Right, that's probably the biggest one he had.
Biggest one, yeah. So pretty crazy. I feel terrible for Kurt Busch. This new car, there's still a lot we don't know about it. We do know that it has created some of the more exciting racing we've seen in a while, even though I don't know if you guys caught it, but Denny Hamlin has several reasons why there's no passing. You'll have to check that out. But, of course, I say that as he's the leader at Daytona. But it's the same car that's created all this great new racing and new winners and all that sort of thing that we don't really know how it acts, how it performs in a bad accident. But I can tell you that Kurt Busch might have his season, perhaps career ended because of this new car, or at least the way he hit the wall in the new car. We just got to hope that that's not it for Kurt. He seems like...
Well, he backed it in.
He did, but it snapped. And that's the thing that...
But the terminal energy was created by the rear end hit. The snap was just a snap.
Yeah. Now, so Kurt Busch being out of the playoffs opened up 2 spots, which right now looks like it's going to be just 1 spot. Right now, the 19 car is good. There's going to be one other person that's good. Brian, why don't you check into that for us? Who's the guy right now who's eligible to move up? Let's just say the 19 doesn't win. He's going to probably make it to the playoffs. If there's a new winner today, 2 guys are going to make it into the playoffs. So, I mean, from 2 names that we didn't see before, just crazy.
Well, if there's a new winner today, either the 19 or the 12, one of the 2 won't make it. And it depends. Right now, where the 12 is running, he'd be out. They just had a little while ago, he's 4 points out the deal. So you got to hope for, if you're in the 12 camp right now, you got to hope for not a new winner. Then you
So if there's not a new winner, if there's one of the 18 that have already won a race this year, 14 that have won a race this year.
They're both safe.
Yeah. Well, but it's unlikely that the 12 car is going to be able to hang on. Something else coming up here. There was some touching going on up there. We'll have to, Jesus. I don't know. I got a bad feeling about this race. The first green-white checker flag was at lap 35. The next one's coming at lap 95. It's a 160 lapper. There is a 75% chance that it's going to rain before this thing is over. So really, they're racing for halfway, because that's the one that's more than likely going to determine what's going to happen. I will say, though, that they'll probably hang on for a while and go through the motions, and whatever air Titan wasn't sent to Milwaukee, they're going to run around this track and get it, try to get it going for this race. We'll take our first break. You're listening to the LTN podcast, and we do appreciate it. We'll be right back.
Did you make it out to Road America this summer? The Aaron's Art on Wheels Vintage Weekend wraps up the season at America's National Park of Speed, September 16th through the 18th. Make the most of your summer. Get tickets at roadamerica.com.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines, just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship-winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company, in the heart of Wisconsin, is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at wagnerautomotive.com. The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily, from premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800 or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
Plan to attend the Sheboygan County Fair this weekend in Plymouth. IRA Sprint Car Races for the Plymouth Third Track Racing Midwest Sprint Car Association 360 Sprints, all on Saturday night. Action set to begin at 5 o'clock. Join us for this special county fair race program. It's all happening at the Fair Park in Plymouth, and you'll want to be there.
Fly your team flag.
Down he goes, another sack.
Queue up, jump around, and rep your Cardinal and White Bucky gear.
He's gone all the way.
It's Badger football.
Touchdown, Wisconsin.
Let's go.
6 more on the board for the Wisconsin Badgers.
Join us Saturday, September 3rd. It's the season opener against the Illinois State Redbirds.
Coverage starts at 2 on Milwaukee's home for your Wisconsin Badgers. The Big 920.
Denny Hamlin leads the 22 car of Joey Logano. Burton is third. Kyle Busch is up to fourth right now at Daytona. That's what's happening while we're recording this podcast.
And Ryan Blaney is now 3 laps down.
Oh boy, very, very much in danger of not making it at all. I don't think he's going to make it. The TV ratings last week at Watkins Glen, we had good news and we had bad news. I think that overall that the news is good because ratings are on the increase. The Cup race had 2.5 million viewers. And by the way, Ed, you're always of the opinion that streaming adds so much to it. NBC figured out that there were only 56,000 people that were streaming the race last week. But remember that it was available on television. If it was only available on streaming, there'd be a hell of a lot more streams going up. But 2.5 million and another 56,000 streamed it. The Xfinity race had 1 million people. The NHRA event last week had 800,000 total viewers. The IndyCar race came in as sad and distant fourth at 500,000 total viewers. The good news is that the Cup, it's terrible. The Cup event was up 17%. That is the good news. The bad news is that the Steelers-Titans preseason game had over 6 million viewers compared to 2.5 for the Cup series. We're doing better. Let's look at the positive. We're doing better, and it's getting better, and it's getting better all the time. And you got to walk before you can run, and blah blah blah. That's good.
And it's now raining in West Bend.
Okay, and the sun is shining in Greendale. What's it doing in Milwaukee, guys?
It just absolutely dumped a few minutes ago, and now it's still pouring pretty good here. So we're going to be in a holding pattern for a little while here.
There's one of the funniest stories I think I've ever heard. It's not funny if you're poor Ricky Stenhouse, and I say poor Ricky Stenhouse with my tongue firmly planted in my cheek. Remember, this is the guy that was sleeping with our little sweetheart for a year and a half before it just broke it off without having to pay for anything. This is the same guy who has a house for sale. It's listed at $16 million. Okay? Poor Ricky. What happened to poor Ricky? The house was broken into by a couple of squatters named Darius Tyrone Hall and Natia Shakina Fields. They announced that they're Moorish, whatever the hell that is, and in their blah, blah religion or country or belief or whatever the hell it is, from the Moorish National Republic, they're not eligible to be bossed around by American laws. So they moved
Diplomatic immunity.
Yeah, there you go. They moved into this $16 million mansion that Ricky Stenhouse has listed for sale right now. And I don't know. They probably set off an alarm, and the cops more than likely showed up and said, "Excuse me, what are you doing, breaking and entering?" And they tried to use that excuse. You can't tell us what to do. Either way, they're in jail. By the way, 10,000 square feet. This place is. Poor Ricky. Here's a guy. How many races has he won? 2? Dan?
Daytona.
Talladega twice, I think, right?
I thought he never won the 400.
I thought he'd been 2 plate races. Yeah. I know for sure.
It's Todd. I keep telling you, if you're in Cup for 2 years, if you have any managing money available to you, you're going to be able to retire because you'll have over $2 million in the bank.
And that's a wonderful thing to know, folks, because you wonder why it is that it's so coveted to be able to get to the Cup Series and race with the best of the best, because it pays so well. Now, I don't really know our young friend from Richfield that races in the Cup Series. What's his name?
Josh Bilicki.
Josh Bilicki. I don't know him that well. Nice
well,
guy.
he's not making that kind of money because he's renting rides with sponsor money and not getting any of the purse. Whoever he rents the car from gets all the money.
So how does he get paid?
He doesn't.
I'll bet you. Now this is my guess, Ed, and I'm not saying that I know because I really don't. He must get something out of the money he brings to the table, right?
Yeah, probably. I mean, probably he's probably making, a regular living, like a regular blue collar individual, probably.
Not like Ricky Stenhouse.
No, and that money is gone. That money isn't. You're not going to see that out of it. Like guys running for Rookie of the Year this year, they're not going to see that money anytime in the near future. Maybe way down the road, but those days are over in NASCAR.
A green flag pit stop going on right now. Actually, a few cars came in the lap before, but most of the leaders. There's so many of the leaders in that some guy named McLeod is the leader of the race right now. So this is a pretty big
2 tires for Joey.
Big deal right now. Yeah, interesting. So anyway, the Moorish National Republic sent in Darius Hall and Natia Fields, and they showed up and they broke in to Stenhouse's place. That's just got to be the funniest thing. The Door Bumper Clear podcast. I don't know if you guys watch that. Some people do religiously. They these spotters who really are the guys that you should be listening to have said, because they don't have a filter, they said Kyle Busch is out at the 18. When this season is over, he's done. So that's what they said. Now, the rumor is that Colleague Racing has the inside line on Kyle Busch. I'm not really sure how that can be. Can you guys figure that out? Are they self-sufficient? Are they self-funded that they are able to bring a driver of Kyle Busch's not just ability and prestige, but a guy that gets paid as much as he does? We know he's not going to get paid as much.
I mean, they have some. I don't know if they're enough to do something like that. Colleague is the founder of that leaf filter company. I mean, so they have their own businesses besides just the race team. I don't know. I mean,
it's a tax write-off.
Yeah, but they've done a lot in the little time they've been here. I thought they've been pretty well. I mean, if they got that kind of clout to grab Kyle Busch, I don't know. You know, another possibility is to stay with Toyota. Toyota this week came out and said, we want to keep him there. We don't want to race against a pissed off Kyle Busch, I think was the comment that they said.
Well, maybe he could start his own team for crying out loud.
You know, what's up with the 45? You know,
unbelievable. Right now, Elliott is the leader. Reddick is second, and poor Ricky has just moved from third to second. We'll be right back.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
Did you make it out to Road America this summer? The Aaron's Art on Wheels Vintage Weekend wraps up the season at America's National Park of Speed, September 16th through the 18th. Make the most of your summer. Get tickets at roadamerica.com.
Miller Sales and Service is the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer for customer service and satisfaction. Serving the area since 1939, Miller's is located on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. As the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer, Miller's has all kinds of Bravo trailers from 8 feet to 48 feet in stock. They also have a selection of B&B utility and dump trailers, reliable and Chilton open aluminum and steel trailers. With over 50 pre-owned low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs, Miller's has just the vehicle you are looking for. Miller's also carries a full line of Alumacraft boats and Manitou pontoon boats, complete with Evinrude outboards. Why not buy from racers who know what racers want and need? With Miller's Sales and Service on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. Call Jerry, Tom, or Brad Miller today at 920-994-4358. That's Miller's Sales and Service, 920-994-4358.
The cars and stars of the ARCA Menard Series return to the Milwaukee Mile for the Sprecher 150. Sunday, August 28th. The best of the best race for 150 laps, plus the Big 8 late models and the Upper Midwest Vintage Series. It all begins with qualifying at 11:30 and racing at noon. Save big money on discounted tickets at Menards and visit trackenterprises.com for more info. It's the ARCA Menard Series and 2 other classes. Sunday, August 28th at the Milwaukee Mile. Be there!
Fly your team flag.
Down he goes, another sack.
Queue up, jump around, and rep your Cardinal and White Bucky gear.
He's gone all the way.
It's Badger football.
Touchdown, Wisconsin.
On the Big 920 in your iHeartRadio app.
Well, we had a little pissing match between Hendrick drivers last week. Kyle Larson took Chase Elliott basically out of the lead on the last lap, and Watkins Glen on the road course got out of the car and was apologetic during his interview. You had to love Chase Elliott just going, congratulations, did a nice job, and left it at that. And NBC, they do anything they can to create drama and therefore hopefully get more viewers to their races. Well, yeah, I guess you can't blame them for that, but they're just stirring up shit is what they're doing. I mean, come on. It's the same thing when they interviewed Ross Chastain, and they just prodded and poked and tried to get him to, be the bad guy. And, to Chastain's credit, he didn't bite on it either, but NBC, they're just nasty how they do it. But that all being said, wouldn't you have loved to have been a fly on the wall at the Monday morning Hendrick Motorsports race recap meeting?
Yes.
What do you suppose they talked about, Ed?
Well, the 9 car lost his cool. When he got slid up there, he just got so mad, he went back to 5th. He could have finished 2nd if he had drove his car, but he was so mad, he just went back to 5th and ended up there.
Looked as though he was crying afterwards to Jeff Gordon and Rick Hendrick. They were standing there, and he was very animated in that conversation. And yet, when the camera came on him, it was a little different story, which, again, I think that was
he wasn't buying into NBC's
bullshit. You said it. Yeah. They try, they prod, they poke you, and they try to get you to say something that you'll be mad about later, or that would help their ratings anyway. But overall, another road course. I think there's a lot of road courses on this circuit. How many road courses are in the playoffs? Do we have one?
Yeah, just the Roval. Not even really a natural road course, but yeah, the Roval is the only one.
Okay. Well, I don't know. It seems to be right now, it's the very popular way to go, but I think that Charlotte is being wasted as anything other than the premier 1.5 oval. But hey, maybe that's just me from what all I know. There's
just an update from the media center here. The ARCA folks just said, keep an eye on the ARCA website for a possible schedule shift. So anybody that's coming out here, keep an eye on it. They may be moving it up, maybe moving it back. They're still trying to figure out with the weather what they're going to do here, but they have every intention of getting this race in here today.
And the same goes for Slinger Speedway tonight. Since the forecast is for in a scattered, at least for later, it's going to be a scattered a variety of storms coming through. That everything is on and good to go at Slinger Speedway tonight. So keep that in mind. And it's a big night for us there. It's the Carl Wegner Memorial combined with the Alan Kulwicki Memorial and a 77-lap feature. So. Be a big night for us at Slinger Speedway. It's not just drivers that move around in silly season, as we talked about for years and years, but there's other things happening besides that. Greg Ives, the crew chief from the 48 car, he's been with Hendrick for 18 years, has decided he's going to retire. It's a grind, folks. To be on the road all the time and to be doing this and to have the pressure, it's the top of the world once you make it, but you do it for 18 years and it wears you out. And I can tell you this from having some very close friends that have been in the same situation, like our friend Greg Emmer, who retired. You say, how retired? How can he retire? He was, 35 or something when he retired, Dan? And it really, because he was burned out. He made good money, but it is such a grind to be on the road constantly. You can't have much of a personal life. It takes away from your family. And it's a difficult thing to do. So here's Greg Ives, who you wouldn't think would be old enough to retire, but another guy that just doesn't want to do it anymore.
Michael and Scott did the same thing. I mean, Michael and Scott both got burned out and retired.
Well, think about it, you're on the road so much. I mean, that takes its toll after a while. I mean, it's cool at the beginning, and as you do it all the time, it kind of gets old, I think. And then I don't. It doesn't surprise me that guys want to get out when they do, because, I mean, like Greg Ives said, he's got a lot of things going on before him. His family's getting older that way too. I'll spend time with them. And another guy that left on the Xfinity side, the Junior Motorsports, the competition director Ryan Pemberton is going to be out after this year. He's been there like 10 years, I think. So a lot of moving around. And a lot of times the behind the scenes pieces are what makes these teams good. It's all about people. So I'll be curious to see who falls where, or where people go and who replaces them.
Yeah, Hendrick has been moved their people around really well. I mean, when Ron left, move people around, and Hendrick is able to move people that don't want to be on the road anymore to more of a, not really 9 to 5, but you can stay home, you can be at home every night, you can be a father, you can do all that kind of stuff. So they're able to shuffle the people around, and that's been able to keep people happy there. So I don't expect too big of a move over there, hopefully.
I don't see the Ryan Pemberton deal as being quite the same as being burnout from being on the road all the time. Maybe he has a better job offer somewhere. It's not like he's old enough to pull the plug and just completely retire, but he's been junior motorsports director of competition for several years, and maybe he got a better job offer. We don't really know that yet, right?
Well, he's been in Cup for what, 20 years?
I think so.
Yeah.
Even Ives leaving the 48 car now. Bowman's up at the end of this year, right? I don't think they didn't extend him yet or nothing. I think he's a free agent after this year. And then, so does he stay there, or does he go somewhere else? Does somebody else take that car? Is there? I mean, there were some whispers about Kyle Busch and Hendrick Motorsports. I don't know how.
Yeah, he going back to where he started, right?
I'm Sawyer, and I'm Shannon. Together, we're Twin Stunts, the only twin motorcycle freestyle show in the world. We are born and raised in Wisconsin, so we want all our fellow cheeseheads to know that even though we clutch it up, hit 12, and drift in our show, we would never do it on the open road. And there's another thing we would never do on the road. Drive drunk. Drive sober, or get pulled over. Together, we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.gov. Wisconsin DOT.
Mary redeemed a $50,000 cash prize playing Chumba Casino online.
I was only playing for fun, so winning was a dream come true.
Chumba Casino is America's favorite free online social casino. You too could have the chance to win life-changing cash prizes. Absolutely anybody could be like Mary. Be like Mary. Log on to ChumbaCasino.com and play for free now. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details. The voice in the preceding commercial was not the actual voice of the winner.
I don't know how legit that is, but there was some talk of that before. Who knows?
Dan, Greg Ives is from this neighborhood too, isn't he?
Norway, Michigan.
Norway, Michigan, which has a racetrack. It's right along the Wisconsin border, so he's close enough. It's like South Beloit, Illinois. Close enough. We'll be back.
The Aaron's Art on Wheels Vintage Weekend returns to Wisconsin's Road America and Elkhart Lake, September 16th through the 18th. This vintage race draws more than 300 vintage and historic race cars across 11 groups to run over this 3-day event. This year will also feature the women of motorsports. Make it an outdoor family weekend with camping on site. Children under 16 get in free with paying adult. Get your tickets now at roadamerica.com. Road America, America's National Park of Speed.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
The cars and stars of the ARCA Menard Series return to the Milwaukee Mile for the Sprecher 150. Sunday, August 28th, the best of the best race for 150 laps, plus the Big 8 late models and the Upper Midwest Vintage Series. It all begins with qualifying at 11:30 and racing at noon. Save big money on discounted tickets at Menards and visit trackenterprises.com for more info. It's the ARCA Menard Series and 2 other classes, Sunday, August 28th at the Milwaukee Mile. Be there!
Keep listening for your next chance to win $1,000 and a trip to our 2022 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Listen for the keyword to win weekdays 9, 1, and 5 from the Big 920.
Well, the good news is they made it to the end of the second stage. We're well past halfway. We're at lap 95, I think it is, 96.
96.
Yeah, and so the race is official. Kyle Busch just won the second stage. He's the leader of the race.
That's Kyle Busch, Martin Truex, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, Bubba Wallace, 5th. 6th is Todd Gilliland. 7th is Tyler Reddick. 8th is Kevin Harvick. And 9th is Ricky Stenhouse. And 10th is Austin Dillon. That's your top 10.
And now they're going to pit. Now, we have to start thinking about, yes, this is going pretty quickly. That's the good news. It's a 160-lap race, and we're already almost to lap 100. So it's official either way. But now you have to wonder, everybody's keeping an eye on the rain down there. If it starts raining, would it be, a short shower? Would NASCAR say that's enough? Let's just call this thing official. They do make every attempt to get the thing in. So, I mean, I know you naysayers are going, well, if the 23 car was leading, then they would make it official. That's not the case. They proved that a couple of weeks ago that they didn't do that. They had an opportunity to do that, and they passed it up. So I just think that the teams are keeping one eye on the radar right now. Not only the end of the race, but Ed, if you'll be able to keep track of that for us, won't you?
Sure.
Okay. Daniel Suarez, we knew he was getting close to signing again to be back in that 99 car, but a little bit of a surprise. It was only a 1-year deal. He's a winner. He's in the playoffs. Everybody likes him. The team is good. Why would they only go with 1 year? Are they leaving it open in case they get a guy that they want more than him? Dan, that doesn't make any sense to me. What do you think?
Well, it's odd. I mean, that's the way things are done now. I mean, because people don't know what's in the future. Maybe the sponsors in that car are only set for a year. I mean, a lot of stuff's got to get put in place before you sign a driver. And if you don't have the sponsorship for multi-years, maybe Suarez doesn't sign a multi-year deal because maybe something might open up. He may be able to go somewhere else. It seems to me that look at Almirola. He's coming back for a 2-year deal. I mean, he's
a multi-year extension. What the hell?
Smithfield loves him. I mean, he loves him so much that they're going to adjust schedules so he can be more with his family and let him do this thing full time for 2 more years.
Oh my God!
I mean, it's great for Almirola. But on the flip side, I don't know what the sponsors on Suarez's car. They don't have a single sponsor for the whole year. They kind of pieced a bunch together. Maybe they don't have that put together for more than a year, so that's why they keep him on a 1-year deal.
I think that was one of the bigger stories this week. Here, Almirola announces his retirement so he can spend more time with his family. And then it wasn't very long ago that he says, I'm going to come back next year. And now, this last week, he signs a multi-year extension. It was I didn't see anything on that. It was two-year extension, Dan?
Yeah, for another 2 years. And he had said that the way the schedule is at the family, they can be on the road with him and be with him for 28 of the races. So most of the races are going to be there, and that was his reasoning for wanting to quit. And now he's not going to. It just amazes me is how tied into that sponsor he is. I mean, they really like him a lot because he only won, 2-3 races.
Yeah. Chinese meat company that owns Oscar Mayer and Patrick Cuday. And I got to ask you an important question. Mm-hmm. Why did McDowell not take tires? Just for track position? And isn't that going to just eat them up when they go back to green?
Yeah, not really. The fallout at Daytona is not that great. Well, ton of cars only took 2 tires.
McDowell decided not to take any tires, and he comes out the leader to start the last. Maybe rain is coming, and that makes a big difference. Maybe
it is. The rain is about 11:51. Their time.
The rain is 2 blocks away from it right now. If you look at a radar where the track is, 2 blocks to the east, it's absolutely pouring, but it doesn't really show where it's moving because it just built up. So who's going to happen there?
So this might be the move of the year to get Michael McDowell back in the playoffs again, 2 years in a row. If it starts raining and NASCAR wants to pull the plug, it's always worth a shot, isn't it?
Well, once it starts, it's going to be raining the rest of the day.
This race has a history of producing weather winners. I mean, Almirola got his first win in the rain here. Justin Haley's got his one and only win here.
Spire Motorsports.
That's their one win, yeah.
Yeah. Jeez. I'm going to go look at what you guys are looking at, and I'm trying to get my radar up right now. Zane Smith is going to be front row. Seems like they're going to be putting Zane Smith in a cup car next year. Did you guys catch that one?
Yeah, for about 8 races, I think it was.
Yeah.
Actually have a pretty good shot at things. And that's good for him. I mean, he's kind of proved himself. He's taken that truck and been one of the most top trucks every week. And he's deserved it, I guess. It's not like he just kind of fell in this ride. He actually worked his way up and produced when he had to, and got rewarded.
We don't know if he brings money, do we?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Front Row has put that truck team together for him, and it's been the top team pretty much most of the year, and if they can make it to the Final Four, Front Row might have a shot at actually winning a championship, which would be pretty cool for them.
It would be. I'm looking. The weather map I looked at shows there's a orange cell over the racetrack right now, and I'm not sure if that's really what's happening because it doesn't seem like that. But if it is, and if that makes it that much of a difference, that could be quite a move to take 0 tires and come out front. There it is. Here it is, folks. Look at this. The rain is coming. Michael McDowell might steal this race on that call. It depends how long NASCAR will wait it out, and the showers that are. Oh, that's what happened.
Well,
some cars didn't pit.
It's not raining at the track yet, but it's a couple blocks away. It's just a matter of which way it's moving.
The 42 car could steal. Oh no, he's coming in. All right, now who the hell's the leader? Was that 34?
I think 34.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Why would these guys have come in seeing that the rain is that close? Does that make any sense to you?
Well, what do you do? Do you? I mean, do they may not call it right away. They got it all day, and if they made the call quick to call it, people would be mad, especially if you went to that race. I mean, fan wise. So I think they're going to wait, and they may get going again. Maybe they think this isn't an all-day deal. This is just a shower that's going to go away, and we're going to get some more racing. Then if you don't take tires, you're kind of stuck.
They do have lights,
Yeah, they do. But of course, the race was scheduled for yesterday. This is a rain date. Yeah, why wouldn't they though? I mean, if you've gone this far, CNBC doesn't have any business news to talk about till tomorrow morning. Unbelievable. We'll come back and give you some results that we have from around the state. Hang on.
Miller Sales and Service is the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer for customer service and satisfaction. Serving the area since 1939, Miller's is located on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. As the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer, Miller's has all kinds of Bravo trailers from 8 feet to 48 feet in stock. They also have a selection of B&B utility and dump trailers, reliable and Chilton open aluminum and steel trailers. With over 50 pre-owned low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs, Miller's has just the vehicle you are looking for. Miller's also carries a full line of Alumacraft boats and Manitou pontoon boats, complete with Evinrude outboards. Why not buy from racers who know what racers want and need? With Miller's Sales and Service on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. Call Jerry, Tom, or Brad Miller today at 920-994-4358. That's Miller's Sales and Service, 920-994-4358.
The Aaron's Art on Wheels Vintage Weekend returns to Wisconsin's Road America and Elkhart Lake, September 16th through the 18th. This vintage race draws more than 300 vintage and historic race cars across 11 groups to run over this 3-day event. This year will also feature the women of motorsports. Make it an outdoor family weekend with camping on site. Children under 16 get in free with paying adult. Get your tickets now at roadamerica.com. Road America, America's National Park of Speed.
The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800. Or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
Fly your team flag.
Down he goes, another sack.
Cue up, jump around, and rep your Cardinal and White Bucky gear.
He's gone all the way.
It's Badger football.
Touchdown, Wisconsin.
Let's go.
6 more on the board for the Wisconsin Badgers.
Join us Saturday, September 3rd. It's the season opener against the Illinois State Redbirds.
Coverage starts at 2 on Milwaukee's home for your Wisconsin Badgers. The Big 920.
And now the LTN Hour presents Dirt on the Dirt with Brian Schmidt.
All right, we got a full week of truck racing across. Start Thursday, Kokomo, Indiana, the USAC Amsoil National Sprint Car Series Sprint Car Smackdown night number 1. Justin Grant was your winner there. Davenport, Iowa, World of Outlaw Case Construction Late Model Series Quad Cities 150, night number 1, 10,000 win. That went to Jason Fager. That's Jason Fager's first World of Outlaw feature win since 2009 at Beaver Dam. So that's pretty impressive there. Friday night at Plymouth, the Dirt Kings Late Model Series was up there. Dan was over there for that race, correct, Dan? And Turk Letizia picked up his first Dirt King win. That's pretty cool, wasn't it?
It was pretty cool to see. And Taylor Scheffler gave him a pretty good run for his money towards the end there. Turk's driving a car that's wrapped like his dad's old late model. His dad passed away last year, so it's kind of cool to see him get that win in a nostalgic car like that.
Yeah, and he definitely earned it. I was watching it from afar, and it looked like him and Taylor had a hell of a race for quite a while there.
Looks like the 12 and the 19 are both going to be out of the playoffs. Big wreck, and the 19 cars going out.
Dutch Boy Platinum Plus. It's only paint. It's only paint that comes in an award-winning twist and pour container. It's only paint that will transform your den with just one coat of salted lavender into a writer's sanctuary. It's only paint that will help you become TV's hottest writer, where you'll meet this guy.
Hey.
Who starred in that thing.
Now that's a twist I didn't see coming.
So yeah, it's only paint. Only easy opening, smooth pouring, change your life both professionally and romantically paint. Dutch Boy. Only at Menards.
In the MSA 360 Sprints, Brandon McMullen was your winner, and the Grand Nationals was Tyler Kulo. Chilton Gravity Park Speedway in the mods, it was John Schultz. Grand Nationals, Brad Weiss, and the stock cars was Dean Maurer. Seymour, the Outagamie County Speedway, and the IMCA Modifieds, Hunter Parsons was your winner. The IMCA stock cars was Eric Malik. Up at Jim Falls, Eagle Valley Speedway, the Wissota Modifieds, Jake Hartung was your winner. Over in Fountain City, Wisconsin, the Mississippi Thunder Speedway and the USRA mods, it was Lucas Schott. And in the limited late models was Ryan Olson. Up at Superior, the Gondik Law Speedway, the Wissota late model, Sammy Mars picked up his Wissota late model win. That might be one of his first Wissota late model wins of his career. So congratulations to him. In the modifieds, it was Shane Sabrowski. Kokomo, night number 2 for the Sprint Car Smackdown. Kevin Thomas Jr. was your winner. Night number 2 in Davenport, Iowa for the World of Outlaw Case Construction late models. If you get a chance to watch this race, this is one of the more incredible late model races you're going to see from the World of Outlaws. Tanner English picked up the win. He was third going into turn number 3 on that last lap. Drove it on the bottom, past Devin Moran and Bobby Pearson, picked up the win. It was pretty impressive for $10,000. In the midgets, it was Chase McDermott. Port Royal, Pennsylvania for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Rumble by the River. They had twin 5,000 win preliminary features. Brandon Shepard and that same guy, Jonathan Davenport, picked up the win there. Grand Forks, North Dakota, Friday night for the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars. Brad Sweet was your winner there. Last night, we had rainouts up at 141, Shawano and Beaver Dam. Plymouth did not race because they ran Friday night. They did race down at Wilmot for the IRA's 410 sprints. Danny Schleifer picked up the win there. The MSA 360s made their first appearance at Wilmot this year. Brandon McMullen completed the weekend sweep, winning that feature. And in the Badger Midgets, it was Derek Dorr picking up the Badger Midget win.
Which sprint car ran over the outhouse?
Yeah, that was a 19 car, and it's a guy that Ian something like that. He was coming off the track, and one of their four-wheelers was going to the other accident, and he had a choice of either hitting the outhouse or hitting the four-wheeler, and he chose hitting the outhouse. And he
got the portage.
Yeah, he got the portage on. Up at Tomahawk, the USRA.
The shit hit the fan.
The USRA Limited Late Models are up there. Michael Havusky who picked up the win there. Ashland, Wisconsin, the Wissota Modifieds. It was Mike Anderson. Kokomo, Indiana, the final night for the Sprint Car Smackdown. Kyle Cummins was your winner. West Fargo, North Dakota, the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars. Carson Macedo was your winner. The Wissota Late Models were the undercard, and Don Shaw won that. Final night up at Davenport for the World of Outlaw Case Construction Late Models, $30,000 to win. Tanner English picked up the win in that one. That was 2 in a row for him, so his first 2 Outlaw wins come back-to-back. In the midget feature, it was Bryant Wiedemann. And finally, Port Royal, Pennsylvania for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, another $50,000 on the line for the Rumble by the River. You're all probably thinking I'm going to say Jonathan Davenport, but it is not. He finished 4th. Earl Pearson Jr. picked up his first win. It was a 180 race winless streak for him in the World of for the Lucas Oil Series, and he picked up the $50,000 last night, stopping Jonathan Davenport's domination of dirt late model racing. That's everything we have for this week.
A massive crash at Daytona, and the I don't know, Ed, is the 19 car going to be able to hang on at the tail end of the field?
I think so.
Okay, he's rolling.
I lost a bunch of my cars.
It looked pretty bad in the beginning, but a massive crash, and it looked to me, just by glancing up at the screen, it looked to me like it was caused by Chase Elliott. But we'll have to see. He might have got into the 34 car, which obviously everyone would blame the 34 car because it couldn't actually be Chase Elliott. But it looks
34
like
got turned by the 8.
The 8 car. Okay. I thought it was 9, but okay. Interesting. All right. It's been the Casey Johnson show so far this weekend. He not only won the Howie Leto Classic at Madison on Friday night. That was an ARCA Midwest Tour race. But he also won twin features last night at Jefferson. Dan, you were there for that, right?
Yeah, and he started in the back on both of them and worked his way through the field. It's pretty impressive watching him run the outside there, especially when he starts that far deep. I talked to him this morning. I said, he was here for the Big 8 race here at the mile. Can we see 4 feature wins in 3 days? Because it's pretty possible.
Wow. Unbelievable. Yeah, and he could win in the Big 8s today, too. Jeez, all he'd need to do is drag his car to Slinger, his other car to Slinger tonight, and I don't think he's planning on coming, but we'll find out. State Park Speedway on Thursday night. That's up in Wausau. Travis Volm was the winner, and it's getting to be that time of year. Justin Mondyke was named the track champion. It's a big deal when Justin Mondyke doesn't win the feature up at Wausau. At WIR in Kaukauna, Grant Griesbach won for the first time this year after finishing second a bunch of times. Justin Waller won in the late models. Also Friday night, Golden Sands Speedway, Brady Bill won the track championship after winning the late model feature up at Golden Sands. Last night, Dells Raceway Park, CWRA late models ran. It was the Walbeck Classic. They had twin features. Mike Litchfield won one of them. Mark Eswine won the other. I think that's significant because Litchfield, much like Mondyke at Wausau, Litchfield owns that place, but Mike won the overall of the two, so that there's that. Marshfield, they had the National Crate Asphalt late models, which was rained out. At Rockford, the NASCAR late models, Max Kaler was your winner. And for those of you who follow the local boys trying to make it down south, the Cars Tour was at the Motor Mile Speedway in Fair Lawn, Virginia. William Sawalich of Minnesota won that one. It was his 4th straight win. Caden Quapple was there, finished 3rd. Luke Fenhouse was there and finished 4th. Tonight at the Slinger Super Speedway, it's the Carl Wegner Memorial and the Alan Kowicki Memorial combined, a 77-lap super late model feature. And since Dean is kind of a big shot these days, you know, he did Michigan, he did Watkins Glen, he did Richmond, he's doing Daytona. What was his other one? He had another one in there too. Anyway, he's doing the race at Daytona today and will not be there at Slinger to work with me tonight. So my longtime friend, Randy Kamenek from Jefferson, is going to do the pit reporting. We are going to work together for the first time since the year 2000 when we co-announced at Madison together. So it should be fun tonight at Slinger Speedway.
Randy's fun to listen to. It'll be fun.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have a good time. Good time will be had by all. We'll be back.
Plan to attend the Sheboygan County Fair this weekend in Plymouth. IRA Sprint Car Races for the Plymouth Third Track Racing Midwest Sprint Car Association 360 Sprints, all on Saturday night. Action set to begin at 5 o'clock. Join us for this special county fair race program. It's all happening at the Fair Park in Plymouth, and you'll want to be there.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines, just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship-winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company, in the heart of Wisconsin, is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at WagnerAutomotive.com.
The The Aaron's Art on Wheels Vintage Weekend returns to Wisconsin's Road America and Elkhart Lake, September 16th through the 18th. This vintage race draws more than 300 vintage and historic race cars across 11 groups to run over this 3-day event. This year will also feature the women of motorsports. Make it an outdoor family weekend with camping on site. Children under 16 get in free with paying adult. Get your tickets now at roadamerica.com. Road America, America's National Park of Speed.
Fly your team flag.
Down he goes, another sack.
Cue up, jump around, and rep your Cardinal and White Bucky gear.
He's gone all the way.
It's Badger football.
Touchdown, Wisconsin.
On the Big 920 in your iHeartRadio app.
Well, I couldn't tell who the hell that was.
Me
I thought
neither.
it was number 27, but that can't be right, can it?
We don't have a 27 in the race.
We don't have a 27.
When you're 70 and 83, you watch replays from the February race and think it's the real thing and going on now. That was
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Dan.
Oh, my God.
All right.
I still think it was...
No, it wasn't. That was a replay from a race back.
For Christ's sake, so we don't have the sound on. That's why.
Yeah.
I still think it
Good
was
call,
Elliott.
Dan.
Yeah, no kidding. I think it was Elliott that caused that, wasn't it?
I don't know. Here we go.
I don't know. They'll show it later, I suppose.
thinking that last wreck was because the 34 didn't take tires, right? So he was probably out there not handling as bad as everybody else, so he probably wasn't as fast as
So there
everybody
was
else.
no wreck.
Are you kidding me?
There was no yellow.
I got nothing.
Everything we saw was on.
I've got nothing, Brian.
No.
Just absolutely
So
nothing.
to clear up the playoff situation here, if there is not a new winner and a guy who's already won a race wins this race today, both Truex and Blaney will be in because Blaney is 212 points ahead of Eric Jones. Martin Truex is 197 points ahead of Eric Jones. Nobody else can catch those 2 points-wise.
Okay.
Get a new winner, then wherever they line up here at the end, now that they're both wrecked, it'll be interesting to see where they both end up. I'd imagine Truex is still ahead, and it was only about a 15 to 18 point spread between the two of them. So that'll depend on that there. So that's to clarify that whole thing.
Stenhouse and Wallace are up front, and neither one has won a race. And they're the outside lane right now.
It ain't over.
And it ain't over, right? There's still 52 laps to go. So there's a lot.
The sun is shining.
Yeah, the sun is out here in Milwaukee. The track drying equipment is out. So
The sun is out in West Bend.
Sun is out in Greendale.
Looking to go
All
race.
looking good.
Yep, looking good all over. I used to have nightmares that I would get to my condo in Arizona in October, and there'd be a family living in my condo. A little bit like Ricky Stenhouse. What the hell are you doing here? Oh, senor, I moved in while you were gone. Sorry, I'm not leaving. Hey, did you mention Don Shaw as a winner in all your results there, Brian?
Yes, he won at Grand Forks, West Fargo, North Dakota last night.
He lives in Arizona in the winter. I see him race in Arizona at the short tracks during the winter.
Yep.
So,
Yep, he's in the Minnesota area, and he goes back and forth. Retired. Shaw Trucking is his big company.
Oh, really? Hey, speaking of Phoenix, the the president of the Phoenix Raceway, Julie Giese, that gal from Wisconsin that we had on earlier this year, she is giving up the track at the end of this season after the championship race, and she is going to be the president of the Chicago Street Race Track. How do you
She's
have
going
a
into
president for
retirement.
That is an interesting scenario there. I don't know, Dan. I wouldn't think that'd be a full-time position. I mean,
Well, maybe it'll be for other events too. I mean,
Yeah.
I think, or maybe she'll go back to Phoenix after. Who knows? I think they want good people running that thing because so
Yeah.
much is on that, and she actually is a pretty good person to run that because she's done a lot with Phoenix and
Oh,
has
yeah.
done quite well out there. So I think you a race of that kind of caliber and that kind of everything that's on the line there and things, it's difficult to do. You want your best people there, and I think she's
Right.
one of the best.
interesting. Hopefully, by the time November rolls around, there'll be more, I's dotted and T's crossed, and we can talk to her when we're over there for the championship and maybe get a better outlook of how that event's going to take place and all the logistics that don't seem to be taken care of yet. Hopefully, are taken care of by then.
Yeah, no kidding. Politics, in other words. Craftsman is back. They're going to be the Truck Series sponsor Just like back in the old days, the Craftsman Truck Series. How about that?
That announcement back like 20-some years ago when they announced Craftsman, it was at Charlotte, and they made all the drivers and stuff go to the conference, and Ed and I were there. Ed made sure we sat front row center because he likes to be right in the front all the time, but it was kind of cool.
There you go. And here's a story. I don't know if you guys saw this one. You Formula folks will get a charge out of this. Lewis Hamilton, who apparently doesn't win races lately, has invested $9.3 million of his own money, and he is now an owner of the Denver Broncos.
Wow.
Now,
go figure that out.
What do you get for $9.3 million? Are you ready for this?
Like 1%, maybe?
0.2%.
Wow.
And a suite.
And a walk in, like, you know what? I'm going to see him. I'm going to say, hey, I'm an owner of the Green Bay Packers. Nah.
It only cost me $100.
Yeah.
You got 0%.
You got a clump of mud mailed to you.
Well, and we both have as much say-so, I think, in the team. Unbelievable. Well, this one is going to be good to watch to the end as long as the rain seems to be holding off. It's actually sunny right now in Daytona. There's 47 laps to go. It's going to be a monster finish. Reddick is the leader. Bubba Wallace is second. Bowman is third. Stenhouse is up there in fourth right now. And, good God, this is going to be good. If you're not watching, it's on CNBC. You should be. And if you just, by the way, tuned in and downloaded this goofy-ass version of the program that's not live on radio today, thanks for doing that. We appreciate it. And to all of our listeners, we appreciate it. And we hope you download the podcast weekly, as a matter of fact. For all of us involved, hey, real race cars have doors! Even if they do climb in through the windows. Let's Talk NASCAR is produced and directed by Dangerous Dan Margetta. Our in-house engineer, website coordinator, and king of the knobs is Matt Hangover Losi. For all of us involved with the program, I hope we see you at Slinger Speedway tonight, everybody.
This program has come to you live from multiple locations via Skype. Any and all comments expressed on this show do not necessarily express the opinions of this station, its employees, or advertisers. Your comments are always welcome at mail@ltnradionetwork.com. Find us at facebook.com/LTN Radio Network. And thank you for your support since 1985. Tune in again next Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time for the LTN Hour on the LTN Radio Network.
You go by many titles. Dad.
It's time to get out. No.
Night manager and carpool captain.
Hey guys, let's go. Come on. Everybody in.
So adding a student title might feel daunting. But what if a school could be there for all of you? Career, family, finances, and mental health. National University believes supporting all your titles can lead to another one. Successful graduate. National University, supporting the whole you. Learn more at nu.edu.